Welcome to this episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. I'm Taylor Burton-Edwards, Liturgy Man, your Director of Worship Resources with Discipleship Ministries of the United Methodist Church. I am your apportionment dollars at work to help you strengthen worship and the understanding of worship where you are. Today's question comes to us from Cindy Gerard, an elder in the South Georgia Conference, and she wonders about the practice of kneeling at Holy Communion, whether that's something we're pretty much required to do, or if not, where it came from, and some of the history of all of that. Whenever I consider questions like this, I always want to go back to see what John Wesley did in the 1784 Sunday service, which became the first official ritual of the Methodists on this side of the pond, beginning on December 24th, 1784. Here's what you would find on page 136 of the ritual. Then shall the minister first receive the communion in both kinds himself, and then proceed to deliver the same to the other ministers in like manner, if any be present, and after that to the people also, in order, into their hands. No mention of kneeling. So let's look where he revised it from, which is the 1662 Book of Common Prayer of the Church of England. Same place in the ritual. Then shall the minister first receive the communion in both kinds himself, and then proceed to deliver the same to bishops, priests, and deacons in like manner, if any be present, and after that to the people also in order, into their hands, all meekly kneeling. So, John Wesley deleted the rubric about everybody kneeling. Apparently to him, it was not important that everyone kneel in order to receive Holy Communion. If not, he probably would have left that in, but he, in fact, deleted it. What can we learn from subsequent Methodist ritual? Well, in 1905, in the ritual, the 1905 hymnal, we find these words. Then the minister shall proceed to administer the communion to the people in order, kneeling. So it's back by 1905. How about 1935? Here's the 35 hymnal. Then a hymn may be sung, and the communicants shall be invited to the Lord's table. The minister shall deliver both kinds to the people into their hands. No mention of kneeling. 1945, Book of Worship, right here. Then shall the minister first receive the Holy Communion in both kinds himself, after which he shall proceed to deliver the same to other ministers in like manner, if any be present. After this, the minister shall administer the Holy Communion to the people while they are devoutly kneeling. So from 35 to 45, we go from not necessarily kneeling to everybody kneeling. 1965 and 1964 to 66, the hymnal and the Book of Worship that come out then, which becomes the first hymnal of the United, one of the first hymnals of the United Methodist Church in 68 at the Union. The minister shall first receive the Holy Communion in both kinds, and then shall deliver the same to any who are assisting him. No kneeling in 1966, 64, or 65. It's not there. There is kneeling in this ritual a little later on. After everybody has received and gotten back to their seats, then it says, the minister kneeling before the Lord's table, and the people kneeling or bowed shall pray, saying the prayer of humble access. O Lord, our heavenly Father, we thy humble servants desire thy fatherly goodness mercifully to accept this our sacrifice of praise and thanksgiving, etc. So kneeling is here, but not to receive. It's for the prayer after receiving that kneeling shows up in 66. And in our current ritual, there's no statement about kneeling necessarily having to happen by anybody along the way at all. So what do we say? Certainly we can say the people called Methodists have not been, over time, of one mind about whether we need to be kneeling or should be kneeling in order to receive communion or not. John Wesley didn't seem to think it mattered. Our current ritual doesn't seem to think it matters. And so it becomes a question of how we accommodate the needs of the individuals who may wish to receive. Do we make provision for those who wish to receive standing, symbolizing the joy of the great thanksgiving to do so, as well as those who need to receive or choose to receive by kneeling, which is more of a penitential action in that moment. We could do that. We can also serve people in their seats so they can receive while being seated. Any of these are available to us, and kneeling is not required, though we may make provision for it. I hope this has been helpful. Remember, you can always reach me, worship@umcdiscipleship.org, through our UMC Worship Facebook group, or drop me a line on this page, and perhaps your question or comment will be the basis for a future episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. May the peace of Christ be always with you, whether you stand or sit or kneel or bow.